Hello, and this is a demo of using JKL keyboard controls to control navigation. But before we get started, we're in for a fluffy treat. This is Fluffy Boy Binks. He's come to say hello. Say hello to Fluffy Boy Binks. Oh, he's a little wriggle meister today. Let's see if he gets in the way as I'm doing it. So, let me just switch over. There we are. And just get ready, just to make it a bit easier for you to see things. I'm going to navigate and edit I've got on the timeline. Obviously, you can use clips if you like. It doesn't actually matter what material you use because it's the process that we're going over that's important. So, obviously, we can move this line, playhead, time position indicator, whatever you want to call it, left and right. We can move it to the beginning. We can move it to the end, and we can press play, and we can also use spacebar. But the main benefits come when we start using the keyboard to control it. So it could be anywhere. Let's just say it's here. We hover our middle, left and right fingers of one of our hands, i.e. 3 consecutive fingers, over the J, K and L keys. Apologies for my chip nail polish. Need to redo it. K means stop. J means backwards. And L means forwards. Once you're resting your fingers on the keys, and you get used to doing this, it's possible to control without looking down at the keys. So, for example, L, tap and release once, plays forwards. K, tap and release, stops. J, tap and release, plays backwards. If I want to go back quicker, I can press J again until I press K to stop. Yeah. If I want to navigate quickly forward, I can press L until I'm ready to stop and press K. It's also possible to go between L and J, to rock back and forth. So I'm going forward, now I press J, now I'm going backwards, now I press L again to go forwards, now I press J to go backwards, yeah, until I press K to stop. But not only can we go quick in different directions, but we can also go slow as well. If we hold down K and L together, or if you find it tricky to press 2 keys at exactly the same time, hold down K and then press and hold down L with it. This plays forward in slow motion. Yeah. Until you release L. Yeah. And the same with going backwards. Press and hold K. Press and hold J with K. Yeah, until I release J to stop. And I can also go a frame at a time as well if I hold K. Yeah, forwards and backwards. Yeah. So the idea is that once my fingers have located J, K and L, I can kind of navigate fluidly, quickly, slowly and in normal speed in different directions. But it doesn't stop there. If I want to get to the very beginning or very end, I don't have to click and drag the line, cursor, playhead, time indicator, whatever you want to call it. Neither do I have to fast forward or rewind. I rewind until I get to the start. Yeah. Instead, there are dedicated keys to go to the start and end, but they're only accessible on the full version of the keyboard, extended version of the keyboard. They are the home and end keys. And Apple use an up left diagonal and a down right diagonal arrow to represent them. Yeah, they're based on old home and end PC key commands, I guess. So pressing home goes to the very start. Pressing end goes to the very end. Yeah, I don't need to zoom in and scroll along. So the alternative is, if I'm zoomed out, I could just do that. If I'm zoomed in, if I want to get to the beginning, I click and drag, and wait for it to scroll. Yeah. Not only is that a waste of time and not very precise, it's a lot of mouse use, as it were. Okay. I'm just going to go back to fitting in window like that. More on some of the other keyboard controls that I'm using later on. If I want to get exactly to an edit point, now obviously, if I have snapping turned on, yes, my cursor will snap, but I'm still reliant on the mouse. So rather than use the mouse, instead, I can get to between two edit points, let's say there or there, and I can use the up and down arrow keys to go to previous and next edit point. Yeah, so up, previous edit point, up again, previous edit point, up again, previous edit point, down, next edit point, down, next edit point, down, next edit point. You can even hold them down to go through very quickly, yeah, if you have many hundreds to get through. Yeah? So these are what I would call direct navigation methods that are controlled by keys directly. We have JKL, we've got home and end, and we've got up and down arrows. Now, whilst some of this might apply, because there are a lot of things in common, such as JKL, with other programs, I'm limiting myself to Final Cut Pro here. And so some of the commands, like previous and next edit point, may be different in other programs. But generally, to a greater or lesser extent, all programs will support some degree of keyboard control. Final Cut Pro supports a lot of keyboard control. It's just Apple don't necessarily show you in detail at first how to use it because they want to make it seem easy to use with the mouse. This is why we need a different approach, and this is why I'm doing these classes. Join me for the next one. Hopefully there'll be more fluffy kitties joining us then.